for that, you know? Like, I definitely do not want to keep with my own, nor have ever. You know, like, I feel like I was acutely aware that there was cooler things going on outside of my own. You know, which is like, I think from maybe from a personal perspective, with Coriander's like viewpoint or whatever with this project, she all feels definitely like an isolated person in a way that doesn't have a culture or a community or a country.
Yeah, that's the character of the book. That's me.
That she subscribes to, you know.
I don't ascribe to America.
But still, she's
America locked me up.
I think it's
for
a whole
3 years for a crime I didn't commit.
Exercise for her.
I've been an anarchist ever since.
It's worthwhile.
Individualist.
She's very intelligent and, you know, like, and we can be involved in it. You know, if she's really dedicatedly writing this thing, like, I will read it, I will give her feedback, I will help, you know, anybody that's my friend that, because so many people are afraid to do that, and that's why it's brave, and it is righteous, because it's like to take your most inner, like, identity or identitylessness and, like, make your observations from that raw viewpoint and put, you know, there's absolutely 99.9% of the world is afraid, will never be in the position where they need to do that, to live off that. You know, you're only in the position to need that and to live off that if you put yourself in that position, really. And
like, everything you're saying is true and legit, but like, unfortunately, we're living in a time right now where like brown people are getting fucking hung up by trees right now. Right now, that's happening. And like, you could just dismiss it and be like, oh, like, oh, that's just, you know, happening whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, that makes me and people who look like me fucking scared, right? And we hear certain rhetoric by the people who do that shit.
I'm not doing that shit.
Coriander was fucking parroting that rhetoric. And that makes me fucking scared. It really does. I'm like, oh my god. You know what I mean? It makes me scared to hear somebody that I consider a comrade, consider like
I'm not a communist.
homegirl.
yeah, but it makes me think of like, it makes me think about what we're attaching to that rhetoric. It's just laying out those hypothetical ideas with like no attachment to them. I don't think that that is a harmful or dangerous thing. You know?
Laying out the ideas of separation.
Of whatever, I don't know what it is.
I didn't say maybe we should.
I don't know what is the
I said
driving.
this is what people are talking about.
No, it's not.
And it is
It's
what
not
people are
like.
talking
Is that not what she said?
I mean, if that's what she's saying, there's complications that arise from that. That's just not gonna. You know, that's not gonna. That's not the situation of the world.
Right.
Where people are collected like that. That's not the situation in America. I mean, to some extent, you can say that it is, but
People are
I
talking
think
about
that I don't know.
I'll say this much. If I were walking around here.
I don't think she's a white person that wants to live with only white people.
When did I say I wanted to live with only white people?
I would turn around and
I
fucking
said
go.
I'm staying in New England, where things aren't really going to change. But there are other white people who are not me. I'm not even in their crowd or tribe.
I'm saying,
I'm happy
that's
to
what
both
the
be
fuck
white.
up people
Now you're making her part of something that she never put herself in.
Western European.
To you. Oh,
Turns out I'm
actually,
Slavic.
we don't have to cross the street.
And
Or
I
maybe we
knew
do.
that I wasn't
We'll
white
find
enough for these people. Even if I wanted to live with them, which I don't. I want to stay in New England. Because there's not going to be a fight here in my book. I didn't say that's what it should be. I'm saying that's what my book is, based on my experience in the juvenile criminal justice system and conversations I've had online. And also reporting on all of these other incidences, the context of this national conversation. Now, if I had actually said, we should segregate, and this is the way America should be, then the criticism that that's what I said would be legitimate, because, yeah, I said that, and I would have to defend that. But that's not what I said, and I will not defend that.
Jumps on.
Right, because I'm white.
Well, yeah, he has a problem.
Yeah, he has a problem because I'm white.
Definitely.
And this has come up a few times. Yeah,
Like,
it's prejudice.
Which I'm like, I want to agree with you on that, you know, because he's done things like that shit, like me, like not over, like much less, obviously. Cause,
Well,
like,
there was times when we would
and it's
go
like,
out to a
well,
show and he would pretend he
you
didn't
know
know
what?
me in front of his brown friends, and I did not think of it until this conversation put a lot of different weird little questions that I had into context. Because now I understand why he said a couple things to me that were confusing in the past. And now I know why perhaps he has done a couple of things that were somewhat confusing in the past. Like calling me princess and telling me to walk in the rain, to get out of a cab and walk the rest of the way to the train station, which I did not. I'm not going to walk in the rain just because you want to call me princess. I'm not going to take that at all.
What he said, he called you princess?
And I've been called princess before.
And
so,
you reacted or something?
Did I react?
How
No,
did you
I
feel?
laughed because the taxi driver was this black woman, and she was on my side, and we're laughing at him like, why are you being like that? And she dropped me off at the train station. But
Like he was in
like
the
that.
same cab trying to get her to, telling you, how did he call you princess?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. But he had been drinking a little bit, and I chalked it up to he's drinking, and sometimes when people drink, they are jerks. So I guess I just won't get into like a romantic personal relationship with him, but I still want to be his friend because he's cool. But now I'm like, what? Okay, so we've got this to talk about, but you know, I'm forthcoming with my beliefs and my true feelings and the true intentions of my book. And I think it does a disservice and an unfairness to me if you want to focus so much on what's just a couple of paragraphs And to accuse me based on paragraphs that you haven't even read yet, that I said that I was writing,
Yeah.
that's a whole new element to our conversation. And that's okay by me. I want to hear it. If somebody has something to say, I want to hear it.
Well, think about whether or not it's going to be helpful to you in doing this thing too, you know.
With what?
When you're really doing your book, you know, because like Sid is going to definitely.
The book is about the criminal justice system. The other part of it is something that comes after that is not the whole focus of the book. It is just.
But is it going to help you with the book, with what you're trying to do to talk to Sid about it?
Yeah, because he has one of these perspectives that I need to hear, because these are also people that I'm listening to and talking to on the internet. So to meet somebody like that in real life and actually have them yell at me in a restaurant, whereas I thought they were my friend, is very interesting to the story. And if that becomes a part of the story,
that's what I would say.
It's
like you have
part
to
of the story.
incorporate it for,
or
else
it's for the story and for the relationship and for, you know, because it's like if Sid and I are going to have a friendship from now on. Like, I feel like for him and for myself, that was a kind of turning point. And we'll see about talking it out. Like, maybe we can be ambassadors for the world or something. You know, we are two people who are friends. And we are coming to America from two different places. But the understanding and acceptance has got to be reciprocal. And I feel on my part that it's not being reciprocated, that I'm not being heard as an individual, my own individual story about how I fit into this situation. Yet I'm being accused of certain things without consideration, and that is unjust. I deserve the right to face my accuser in a court of law, which is to say, face to face, in an open discussion. Because I will accuse you of being a communist, and now you need to explain yourself, communist. What happened to the kulaks? Where are all the Russian and Slavic farmers? Oh, by the way, I just found out. I'm from Eastern Europe. You got some explaining to do. Think the communists were awesome? 11 million people in Ukraine, Poland, Eastern Europe area. And I knew this about history, I just didn't know that, oh, that war. They said they were escaping the war. I thought they meant the Nazis. Nope, they were apparently escaping the communists and had to lie about somewhere along the way that they felt like they needed to not talk about where they were from and say they were from somewhere that they weren't.
I hate this fan.
Yeah, that's not good.
Helen, I hate your fan. I have to pee real quick over it.
So mad about white people stealing, yet he's a communist. Communists, they stole everything from the farmers. They took it all away. They said they were redistributing it to the people, but really they were just taking it to the capital cities. Party.
Is he a communist?
Yeah, he's basically said it. That's okay. But if we're going to talk about having to justify history, and communists have some history to justify too. Which is not what I'm trying to do, by the way. But if I'm going to be challenged on those grounds, then I guess I'll just have to meet that challenge on those grounds. That's fine. Very interesting. I like Sid. Always Sid. Still do. We're going to get through this together. Yeah, Sid, me and Sid, we're going to get through this. We're going to be better for it.
But yeah, you know,
No, it's going to be real.
because it's like,
And I'll try not to embarrass you too much.
I
And
mean,
if I'm
no.
too much, then you go
I
ahead
don't
and
care.
disown me.
you guys have your own relationship,
bad.
and I'm not even worried. You know, like it doesn't matter. Like
I just
Sid,
want you to know, I'll
I'm
understand.
close to Sid, I'm close to you,
Yeah.
and like it's totally like, you know, his argument with you and your argument with him is like your guys' own argument, and maybe it has some like cultural and worldly significance, you know, and I think it's all good, you know, and if it helps you, like, and I think that this book and doing this is important to you, then that, like, I think that it's great that you're doing. So that all I'm saying is like, don't let him, because it's like he's arguing with you about your ideas that you're not necessarily, you know, it's like that argument. I'm just saying, think about whether it's going to be helpful to you really or not, and what you're doing to like argue with him, and to what extent.
I want
you know?
him to tell me what he's thinking, and I want to tell him what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, he's,
And,
yeah.
you know, exchange
Because
some
that's what I'm
ideas.
like, I don't understand why you aren't like encouraging at a baseline. Because
Why
it's
does
like
he
just
have
like
to put me in a box?
it's like
How about that? Why is he-
discouraging, you know, and it's like
I'm not
sometimes that's
discouraged.
not well good.
I'm not at all discouraged. Sid's just one person out of 7 billion. And he's closer to me than most people, but he's not the only person I've ever met. He's not the only person I'm ever gonna meet. You know, people come, people go. You have your relationships with them in the meantime, or you don't. Won't stop me from writing my book.
Yeah.
It might just be an interesting conversation that influences it a little bit. Which is fine. Beautiful. Even better. It's way more interesting than never having this argument. Yeah, no, he already told me that we're not on the same side. That's fine. I don't need to be, and I don't need to win the argument either. My point with Sid is not to win an argument. It's simply to argue for its own sake.
Yeah.
Just to exchange ideas. I'm gonna end up having to defend myself because he's gonna make it about me instead of what I'm saying. He's gonna make it about my ethnicity, which I know now what it is. I'll tell him I'm half English, and he'll focus entirely on the British thing. I see it from him. I accept it, but I want to hear it straight from him. I want to hear those words. I want to hear the truth. Because I take it as true, everything he's saying. But to put it on me is a mistake that I have to defend myself from. See, that's the difference. It's not that it's not true. Everything he's saying is true. Everything he's saying is also stuff that I've read on the internet.
Yeah.
The part that's got me defensive is when he starts making it about me instead of the ideas from the book.
Yeah.
Which include everything he says.
That's what I don't know why he's doing.
I don't think he's having an easy
For some
time.
reason he's convinced himself or something that some serious like agenda or secret
It's
belief.
the desire to be confirmed in his projected other. If he's got somebody like me to think of in that way, it makes it real to him. So he's got something to hone his arguing skills up against.
Yeah.
There's people people work like that.
Totally. Siblings.
Yep. So I'm cool with that. I can do that for him. Yeah. I mean, if he wants to call me a racist and treat me like I'm some white racist, by all means, go right ahead. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Sure. Totally disregard everything I said because I'm a white racist. So you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to treat me like an individual. You don't have to see my story or my side of anything. You don't have to validate my feelings. I'm basically a non-entity to you. I'm not a person. Racists aren't people. And you know who invented the term racist? Leon Trotsky. 1913. Trotsky. The founder of the Soviet Union. He invented that term. You know who he used it against first? The Slavic and Russian farmers in Eastern Europe, which is Western Russia. And he killed millions of them and took their land because he said that they stole it. Took all their food that they grew.
And that they were racist.
Yep.
Were they racist
You can
again?
read it. I don't know. You have to understand it in context, but I don't really because I haven't studied that instance hard enough yet. But there's this document that he wrote. It's an essay, and it's the first ever documented use of the word racist. He was using it against the Slavic and Russian farmers, the kulaks, is what they were called, to justify taking their land, their food, their property, and locking them up in gulag. 60 million people ended up in gulags. 11 million dead in Eastern Europe. 20 million dead in Russia. That's the Soviet Union. That was Stalin. Guess who just found out that my family is crypto-Slavic. pretending to be French. Except for my grandfather, who was from Scotland, who was the one that brought my grandmother to the other side of my family. Everything about them is false. Yeah. My mother's side, I know nothing about them. They've always been so secretive. They're the ones that said we were French. Never wanted to answer questions. I asked where my grandfather was from, what was his ethnicity. My nana got weird about it, and she said, "Oh, Dutch or something." And I always remembered that because she got so uncomfortable. I know. So that's the story that's building in my head right now. I might just have to talk with them about that. Somebody's got to know.
Talk with your grandparents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Sid would like to talk with me, we can talk about how I just found out this very important detail in my perspective. And then we can talk about communism and how apparently that's the war they were talking about escaping from Switzerland. They went up to Switzerland. It was a neutral country. It totally makes sense that they migrated to Switzerland to get out of Europe to go to Canada, which was the other neutral country. And a lot of people did that, and a lot of people have had to lie about being from Eastern Europe. I already knew this about America because of the persecution of communists under the McCarthy era. People fleeing from Europe often changed their name. They changed the spelling of their name and they became anglicized. Wow, my Slavic grandmother must have felt like she was winning the lottery when a Scottish man married her. That's why I'm half English. I hope he'll listen to you too. I want to listen to him, but I want it to be reciprocal.
Yeah.
And that's not too much to ask. In fact, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
That might be hard for him to do, but it'll get easier with practice if he'd like to. That's what I would like to do.
You gotta reach out.
I'll see him around. And when I do, never be, and I'll be there.
It's definitely a thing for both of you. That's all I. But I get, and that's just, I mean, that's just, you know.
Me too. Doesn't have to be a fight. But if I need to get yelled at, I guess it is. It could just be a really cool, interesting conversation.
Yeah, that's what I
Meeting
don't
of
get.
two minds. I'm perfectly fine with that. This is not because I'm yelling at him. It's because he's yelling at me.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel this way. But if it wasn't for the yelling at me, if we could just have a cool, interesting, intellectual, worldly conversation
Yeah.
about history and family ties and countries and ethnicities, and that's a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
That's an interesting, deep conversation to have, and it's not controversial in my mind. And
Yeah.
if he wants to say it's controversial, then okay, say that too. But, you know, yelling at me in the restaurant was unpleasant. Not that this all has to be pleasant all the time, but, well, now we're here, that's all. On to the next phase of whatever's next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just not scared. I'm not scared.
Yeah. I mean,
Fuck.
But, okay, I gotta go though, because I just freaking have to go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was a good time.
I'm gonna figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with this.